Welcome back to Starkiller Base. Today we have the top 8 match from the face-to-face game store championship. On the left we have Chris playing Vader Raider, and on the right we have myself, John Gobet, playing FN eUnkar First Order Trooper. Looks like Chris brought the secluded beach to the table, and I brought Mos Eisley Spaceport, and we have Austin joining us today to help with some commentary. How you doing, Austin?
Oh, just fantastic. Glad to be here.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, we had some pretty good fan reactions to you doing some co-commenter with me in another video earlier, so hopefully we can keep this going.
Yeah, definitely. Much like the prequels, it's a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one.
Alright, so it looks like we did some roll-offs here, and I won the initiative roll here, so I'm deciding whether I want my 2 shields or whether I care about Secluded Beach. I mean, there are some range sides, obviously, in the FN eUnkar First Order Trooper deck, but giving Vader 15 effective hit points is never a particularly good thing.
Yeah, most certainly, especially when it's kind of interesting. I assume both decks run Vibro Knife, so shields, depending, may not even matter at some point.
That's a fair point, yeah. Yeah, I ended up giving him his battlefield and taking the shields on myself. And classic first move, putting the holocron on the Tusken Raider, and I put an Imperial Inspection there.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, good roll too. Special. I can't. But he's got speed. He's got mind probe. So wow, he's got some good options. I don't know if he'll choose to exercise it before Vader, but
oh, you know it. Now the interesting thing about this is because he's using Tusken Raider's ability, he cannot resolve the mind probe if it rolls a special in the same action because he's just resolving 1 die as opposed to resolving specials. But he didn't roll the mind probe anyway, so it doesn't matter. The special anyway.
Oh, wow. It's Stormtrooper's hitting something.
Yep. So I was just stalling here a little bit just in case, because I know he's got, you know, maybe some 0 cost or 1 cost upgrades. There's no point rolling an eUnkar when there's only a 4 cost upgrade out there. I was really hoping to hit the, to have a chance to put Imperial Inspection out and then get rid of the Mind Probe, but unfortunately the Tusken Raider's ability doesn't allow for that.
Yes, certainly. And then who do you go for in the matchup first since Mind Probe is already out there? I mean,
with this early, I think you have to kill the Tusken Raider first. It's only 8 hit points, and that Mind Probe, like, that's a first action, roll in, discard a card, hit me for 5, right? Vader's a pussycat compared to that. So
yeah, most certainly, especially too because even though it's, you know, it is silly, the Mind Probe and the Tusken Dice both have range, so you can make that effective with Secluded Beach. You like control it a little bit and just take that 8 health right away.
Yeah, it can get real ugly real fast here. So I put a hold up blaster on FN, rolled it in, and I got the 1 range, and I haven't resolved it. I don't know. I don't remember why I'm doing that. I mean, if I had modified size coming in, or if I'm sitting on he doesn't like you, I've done that before. If somebody rolls in something troublesome, I'll put out an ambush upgrade on FN, roll it in, and then with the ambush action, play he doesn't like you to get rid of the die and get rid of the troublesome die.
That's what I was thinking of too. It seems like the most logical option, but it looks like, you know, patience is not on your side.
Nope. But now that the holocrons come out there, I actually have the opportunity to roll an eUnkar and send it back to my opponent's hand there, hopefully.
Get the discard with Vader for salvage stand. That was a good roll. 3 resources. That's a nice natural 3.
Yeah, I mean, if the holocron special was out there, I mean, the odds of him having another force power left in his hand are probably kind of low anyway, so I'm not too worried about the Imperial Inspection not hitting. But if it was a focus on the holocron, I'd be a little bit more worried because then Vader would be putting 6 into me.
That's a good one. And I wonder who Vader is going to go. Oh, he's just going to start right in on 9s. Right. Okay.
I think in this matchup, or I guess I should say against this deck, the eUnkar FN First Order Trooper deck, killing FN is the right choice. I mean, if you've got a deck that is reliant heavily upon 0 to 2 cost upgrades, and there's an Imperial Inspection out turn 1 like there is here, then maybe you go, maybe not. So you see, he's going to discard his last card regardless, so that I don't end up with. Oh, I see. So he played bait and switch on the holocron, turn it to a focus, and then focus the 3, focus Vader to the 3, and then I play he doesn't like you.
That was good. At least you did have it in hand and ready for some kind of early Vader shenanigans.
Yep. Well, that was why I resolved that hold-up blaster die because I knew I was going to have another die in shortly. There was nothing to worry about at the time.
Boy, too bad there's nothing in his hand either, but at least there's no Vibro Knife to frustrate the shields. Like, that's actually going to, you know, put a 3 to a 2, a 2 to a 1. Having 30% less damage is really good.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it's nice to, you know, say you roll in the 4 melee for 1 on the flamethrower and you can't afford to pay for it. You can just use it to fuel Eunkar's ability. And if he had a card in hand, it would be nice to use the shield and the hold-up blaster to do that. But he claimed, and he didn't have any cards in hand anyway, so.
Most certainly. Wow, speaking of no cards in hand, this is going to be a 3 discard turn if he remembers the Vader ability. It's going to be tough.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing that people are having a little bit of trouble with locally is when Chris rolls in, he rolls into his hand to stop the dice, and you know there's the potential that he could knock them to the, like, I know there's some guys that say that they can practice and actually knock the die to the appropriate side pretty easily, so there's been some questions about that. So I play friends in low places there and take a look in Chris's hand and get rid of that lightsaber throw for obvious reasons.
Yeah, definitely. And it's funny, too, because when we were talking about who to go for first on this list, I definitely agree that, you know, 9's is a big threat. But if it's a money-based deck, I like going for EUnkar first on the list. But that's just me, because I don't want, like you said, the flamethrower becomes dead. Oh, my goodness.
I don't care about the Vibro Knucklers, but the Z6 is pretty key in this deck. Next action, I'm pretty sure I was going to overwrite the flamethrower with the Z6 because it's just such a better upgrade. Especially when FN's getting hammered. Gotta get that redeploy out on him before he dies, and then EUnkar can grab his Z6s and start beating on some Siths.
Definitely, and you keep the value. Ooh, there's the Stormtrooper miss.
Yep, that's what they're paid to do.
Ooh, there's a false fast hands. Depending on, when was this tournament? Was this before or after?
This is before the 1.4, yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's actually one of the problems I have is I have another store championship that was recorded before 1.4, and so now it's a matter of, you know, do I actually bother to commentate it and show everybody that one, or do we just skip ahead and do something else?
I get you, and that's a decent roll from FN also.
Let's see if I remember Sorry, let's see if I remember the Imperial Inspection there. I guess not.
Oh boy, that's right. I didn't.
For some reason, I find that you see how Chris did that? He sort of bounced the dice back. I find that I sort of focus only on disrupts on EUnkar, and sometimes I'll miss things like, you know, you roll the Z6 and hit the resource side, you forget the salvage stand and re-roll it.
I think it's a color-based.
Yikes, that's a lot of damage.
Boy, definitely 5, so that'll be just another 3. Even if you disrupt, yeah, it's still going to connect.
Unfortunately, I'm not getting a lot of damage out of these dice here.
Yeah, really.
And one of the problems with using Imperial Inspection on a zero-cost upgrade is that you're more likely to hit with Eunkar's ability, but on the other hand, getting rid of a fast hand is never a bad thing. So.
Not only that, there's no other way to get rid of it. You can't use any other card for it as far as disarm or sabotage. There's no way to get rid of an ability currently. I hope that changes in Empire War, but that's how it is for now.
Well, and you see how getting rid of the fast hands made him decide whether to put the fast hands back out and avoid getting Eunkar'd, or it allowed me to disrupt the money so he couldn't resolve that the Raider die there.
Definitely. It's a good strategic decision for sure.
Can't believe I've only done 2 damage at this point.
I was just looking at that too. That's really tough. But without the Z6 being, I mean, it's 3 sides of damage. It's really, really consistent. Having to lose that and the Vibro Knife for the reroll and/or a combination of Vader abilities is making it really tough to really get through on anything and just connect with damage.
Yeah, a lot of FN players, they like to just go Vibro Knife into Hold Up Blaster into Hold Up Blaster into Vibro Knucklers into Rocket Launcher or whatever, and just dump like 5 cards. And, you know, it can work, but a lot of the time it's like I roll in a 2 range for 1 and don't resolve it, and then I just leave it and like scrap it and put another die on top. You know, and it's just it's a shame because it's kind of inefficient. But on the other hand, if you can power off like 6 damage and kill a guy really quickly, that's handy too.
Yeah, but the issue with that is that you're unfortunately at the mercy of the rolls with the 21 gun salute style deck of just overwrite, overwrite, overwrite. You're just praying that you get damage, and there's no focus options. You just kind of hope that it works. It's sort of a spray and pray kind of mentality when it comes to it. So I appreciate the fact that you're putting out more upgrades, because always, since Awakenings, getting more dice on the board is always best, and especially when it's a Z6.
Yes, my priority when I saw that in my hand was I had to make damn sure that I got to use it, and I was terrified that he was going to roll in the 2 discard on the Mind Probe and then use it immediately, because if I lose my second Z6, I'm a sad panda.
Yeah, definitely. Plus, he's been rolling a lot of disrupts also. I mean, and Vader's natural 2 disrupt side is no joke.
Well, especially with fast hands, too. I mean,
yeah.
At this point, he's probably thinking that I don't need it, but there we go.
that was definitive. I heard those dice hit the table, yeah.
Yeah, I actually probably should just show indicate the dice that I would like removed and let him do it, because I know, sometimes you play Friends in Low Places and you hold out your hand and your opponent just hands you Friends in Low Places. Hands you their hand rather.
Mm-hmm.
And other people will lay them out because they don't want you touching their cards. And same thing happens with dice as well with some people, especially when you're dealing with like $80 worth of Vader dice, right?
Ooh. Yeah, and double blanks, unfortunately, for eUnkar, and double special for the other. Actually, one damage. And that's why, I mean, I hate to say it, and no one agrees with me, and that's fine, and I don't need them to, but I hate Mind Probe. I just don't like it. It's the card sides. I understand that it's threatening. All the sides are powerful, but it's so counterintuitive to itself, having the discard option and the special, which do totally reverse things. I understand that it's oh, nice 2. That was a good one, but not anymore, I guess.
That's okay. He's spending resources and cards to get rid of my Stormtrooper die. I'm happy, because guess what? There's some better dice right there that just got rolled in.
Yeah, way better. But that's the short version. Is Mind Probes just isn't my favorite. I would much rather have Throw for a little bit more control, because you still get the disrupts. It includes dice control. It's just I still don't love Throw, but Mind Probe I don't find has value in the decks that I run. The 3-for-1 is still good, but yeah, it's just too counterintuitive inside its own card. But it's not bad. It's just not a favorite of mine at all.
Yeah, I just resolved that range damage side first because I know Chris is close to claiming. And the interesting thing about the eUnkar FN First Order Trooper deck is that you can tailor what equipment you leave out on your characters based on the matchup. Like if you're worried about deflect, or in this case secluded beach, then you don't leave your rocket. You roll your rocket launcher in with the ability and then overwrite it. And in this case, if you want to play a bit faster, you can put all melee damage out, and then don't worry about the trooper so much, or that sort of thing. So that's why I'm trying to focus on melee upgrades here because of the secluded beach.
I'll take 3 resources. Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Definitely do some work here.
Melee, so 2 to kill him.
And one thing about Mind Probe that's interesting is that I'm pretty sure Chris has also actually been making, even though Mind Probe is there, he's making me discard with Vader, which is sort of counterintuitive with regards to the Mind Probe special there.
I couldn't agree more.
But that's the good thing about Vader is, like, say Vader's got a Mind Probe on him, right? You can roll Vader in and wait until you see the dice before telling your opponent to discard or not. If you roll the Mind Probe special, you can say, you keep that card. That's cool. No problem.
It's true.
So I've got 2 redeploy upgrades on FN here. He's 4 damage away from being dead, which is a safe spot against Vader because Vader can hit him for 3. So I'm hoping to get another redeploy upgrade over top of that flamethrower before Vader kills me. And of course the 4 speed is kind of scary because he just fast hands it.
Yeah,
so we'll see. Basically, I'm sitting there hoping that he hits poorly on a reroll because he's going to discard something, reroll the Vader dice. I guess he doesn't have a holocron. An ability upgrade in there because he rerolled the holocron special.
I was wondering. I was like, wait, 4 strike.
So there we go. We've got a bad roll there, which gives me some breathing room. He's got 1 more action left though.
Ah, yes, of course.
I guess he might have been rerolling the holocron to try to hit a focus maybe, and so that if the Vader dice didn't hit what he wanted, he could focus it to a 3 and then just at least have it on the board as a second action.
Yeah, definitely. Not a blank. I mean, the holocron's really good for the focus sides and the plus resource, which is still good to, like, have it out there.
Best defense.
And that's what he could have gotten off the 4 speed.
You're right.
Luckily, that's why the action cheating has caused so much variance in this game. If he rolled that off the 4 speed, FN's dead. But because he rolled it off the second one, best defense gets rid of them, and Chris is a sad
Well,
man.
at least there's some balance with fast hands.
Yeah, that's true. So definitely not what he was looking for. We had to talk about that one after the game too, about how the game would have, you know, completely changed if he had hit those 3s first.
Gosh, most certainly.
So I'm rolling the first order trooper here first to maybe try to get some damage up before he dies, but also I could potentially bait him into claiming a bit early if I rolled a 2 or something like that.
But sadly, the usual trooper blank.
Yeah. So I don't think Chris is claimed yet, because he had a couple of resources and some cards in hand, so obviously want to see what he's doing here. And of course, if I roll in, I don't know, a 2 range or something like that on the holdout blaster, then it's not bad to get rid of it.
Definitely. How'd the Vibro Knife get hit? Did you do eUnkar's ability on it, or did he discard that for...
He discarded it to reroll, and that's where he got those 3s from.
Boy, not a choice I would have made, but that's just me.
So Chris is putting some insurance there with against all the FN action cheating. You want to get that Force Illusion out and preemptively block stuff, so he definitely hasn't claimed yet. I roll in and get some nastiness there.
Real good, especially for those pay sides.
Yep, and now of course I've got the +2 on eUnkar as well, and 2 blank dice. So I can take 3 resources here. I could have taken 4, but that's a Z6 that the resource is on, so it's probably worth a reroll.
Definitely.
And I'm just, in my mind, when he had money, I was just hoping that he didn't have Feel Your Anger, because I left those 2 eUnkar dice sitting blank for a little while.
Yeah, it's hard to always anticipate. Ooh, good roll. Boy, that trooper's been delivering with the 2s at least.
Yep. He's basically, it's like a free die. It's like a holocron taking all the die control away. You know, your opponent's spending all the die control on a cheap die. Because, I mean, a 2 is 2. He's taking it away 3 times or something like that, but, I mean, Vader's not looking so hot.
No,
right
well, especially you just rolled the focus, and you have the sides to pay for a 3, a 2, and a 4, so that immediately puts him up to...
Yep.
Potentially.
But he's got that.
Yeah.
He's got that Force Illusion, so I was just get rid of a Force Strike and a bait and switch. So I'm happy with that.
That's 2 Force Strikes, basically.
Yep.
It's quite good.
Yep. Never sad to see Vader take 9 damage in a round, unless I'm playing Vader.
Yeah, right.
In that case, I don't like it at all.
No, not at all.
Don't do that.
Boy,
Don't do
that's
that.
only, what, 2 or 3 cards left in the deck and 5 in the hand, so...
Yeah, I'm getting a little low there.
Yeah, let's see if he continues to remember the Vader discard. I don't know if he's...
Yeah, Chris is pretty solid in that. So he can fast hands the focus to turn that to a 3, which is pretty good. It's still not 4 when FN has those 4 hit points left. So that's what I was talking about earlier. There is I overwrite the put a holdout blaster on FN, roll it in, and with the ambush action, play he doesn't like you.
Smart.
That's the only way to do it, because otherwise he doesn't like you doesn't work very well, right? If your opponent's in first, you got
Definitely.
nothing.
That's why I like 1/4 portion also, but that combo works really well in this deck for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh, here we go.
Getting rid of a redeploy weapon with a non-redeploy weapon. I guess I could have potentially killed him, but if he has some way to do 4 damage, I don't. I mean, I guess if he had no mercy or something like that, but you don't really. Don't really run that in Vader Raider. So now I've got to try to get a redeploy weapon back down there. Otherwise, I'm losing 6 resources worth of upgrades, because FN's gonna die in 1 action.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm assuming if I had something to control it, like a 1/4 portion or something, I would have already played it. So there's a gaffy stick.
Maybe you get something.
I was going for the glory. In hindsight, I probably should have overwritten the flamethrower with the rocket launcher, because then I would have 3 redeploy weapons on FN when he died, as opposed to only 2.
That's true.
And it would save me a resource.
Yeah, boy, it's getting down to it now.
But now we have an angry scrap merchant with a Z6 and a gaffy stick that he bought off the Tusken Raiders on
Jakku? Yeah.
Yeah, man. They're everywhere.
Apparently.
Nowhere is safe from Tusken Raiders who have no interstellar flight.
IQA. Oh, that's pretty good.
All right, there comes eUnkar with some serious weapons.
Seriously.
So the +3 is not doing much right now, but it fuels eUnkar's ability all by itself. I've got no cards in hand, so I'm not re-rolling. I can use the gaffy stick to turn the 2 into a 3.
There you go.
So one hit point left on Vader there. I'm a happy eUnkar right now. However, we should see something here in a second. I have 5 cards left in hand.
This is going to be real interesting. Like I say, he missed the mill when you did the blaster overwrite play. So I'm curious to see if it'll be that 1 card difference that it comes down to.
Could be. I mean, if I start a new round with 1 card in hand and kill him or something like that, then definitely that was it.
Oh boy, resources and a shield. Ooh, not what he wants.
Hey, resources are not bad if you've got bait and switch in your hand, but I think they're both in the discard pile because I dumped one, or yeah, I dumped one of them with the Force Illusion on him, and the other one he played on the Holocron to focus Vader's.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a Vibra Knife in hand. I couldn't quite see what else.
Yeah, I mean this eUnkar FN deck doesn't really have shields or anything that blocks shields, so it doesn't really matter too much. So Vibra Knives are nice, but they don't.
Oh my goodness, a handful of control. I can see why you get a kick out of that. There's almost no.
2 he doesn't like using isolation, and 2
There's
deflects.
like no right answer to that, I guess.
Well, and the problem is, I mean, like, I roll on the first order trooper, and 50% of the time it's going to kill itself with the deflect, right?
The one time it rolls damage, it ends up killing itself.
Yep. I'm not hesitating to control these Vader dice. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter that much when I know what he's got in his hand. But when you see that resource out there, or if he had a 4-strike or something like that, just getting rid of a Vader die preemptively is good. It's like getting rid of a Poe die in a Poe Maz, right? Doesn't matter what it's showing. It's dangerous.
Yeah, most certainly. When I play Luke Maz, my opponents feel the same way, and they see a blank dice, and Maz hasn't rolled in that yet, and they just go isolation or feel your anger. It's still threatening. It's high value.
Yep. And of course, I have like 2 cards left in my hand right now.
You're right. Oh, and you did get the 3. That deflect would have been dangerous.
And there's. Yep, but he had more important things to do.
Oh boy.
And that's the problem I have, right? Is this first order trooper is going to get deflected if I leave that showing a 3. But if I reroll it into a special, that's not too bad.
Boy, that is. Yeah, he's counting it up. That's it.
So there's the GG. Thanks for watching, everybody. That was the top 8 match. We'll have our top 4 match coming soon. Thanks for coming out again, Austin.
Yeah, thanks again for having me. That was really fun. That was a close game to watch, too.
My heart just went.
Definitely, yeah. And we'll see you guys next time on Starkiller Base.